everybody? Welcome into another episode with the OG crew. And we're minus Wham Bam, though. So hopefully Wham Bam joins us throughout the show. But, Dutchy, good to see you. How you feeling today?
Man, good to see you. Skee, Bobano. Hey, OG Wham MIA, but hopefully he finds his motherfucking way. Hopefully I find my way back to the goddamn black. Cause god damn, last night, it hasn't been that bad in the NBA, but I have lost my last two plays. Timberwolves. I haven't been betting that much, to be quite honest with you. Timberwolves laid an egg at the crib, didn't see that coming. And then actually, I did. I had the Sixers yesterday, so I did win. But goddamn, I went 1-1 yesterday. But all I really remember is the Clippers. You know what I mean? It's really the Clippers. I got them at 5.5. The shit closes at 11.5. I had them in a two-teamer money line with the Pacers at plus 120, or with the Sixers at plus 120. So yeah, man. We talk a lot of shit about the motherfucking Clippers, and I could just go on and on about them bitches right now. But outside of that. It's good to be back with you guys. We got a beautiful card today. A lot of plays, this in-game tourney. So, I don't know. Do we, some people I think overthink it. Maybe we don't think about it enough. I think everybody would like a little bit of money, but it depends on, depends here on these teams who's caked up, who's not. I think DK might have a better read on these fucking inside tourneys than me, but I'm looking to make some money today. And I'm hoping that not only the chat, but of course this panel will lead us to the bag, man. That's what we need to get to. But it's been a long Monday, I will say, watching that Bears and Vikings game too. Oh my God, that shit was. I know it's an NBA show, but holy fucking hey, that NFL game was rough to watch as well. So hopefully tonight's a little bit better, my guy.
I agree. I had, if not my worst day, it was my second worst day yesterday. So I definitely got to bounce back from that. Quick shout out to the chat, Red Girl. Been a little while, but nice to see you, and hope everything's all good on your end. And there was another comment while I kick it over here to Babano. They said this must have been Babano last night. We got the Jazz. We got the Jazz. How you doing, Babano?
Go with the Star Child.
I wish I had the Jazz. I did not. I had Pelicans team total over. I did not have the Jazz last night in that game. But yeah, it's good to be back. I'm a little under the weather. I've been sick the last few days, but I'm still done all. I haven't missed any shows. I'm still getting through it, persevering. We soldier. I don't take days off. I don't care. When I'm sick, I don't take days off. We keep going. We keep doing what we need to do. And what we need to do is this show, trying to make some money tonight in the NBA. So looking forward to it. And I concur with Dutch 100%. That's got to be one of the worst Monday Night Football games I've ever seen, undoubtedly.
Well, I didn't waste any time watching it, so I'm sorry for anybody who did.
I'm sorry, too. I had to do a damn betcaster in it, so not fun.
That was last night, right?
Last night with our guy, Jimmy the Bag, yeah.
I didn't have anything better to watch either. I turned the Laker game off because after like the first quarter, I already knew I was done with that game. So
yeah, that was a beautiful thing. And
both teams were in the Christmas gift giving mood, giving the football to the other team as a Christmas gift.
I read that bitch like a book, man. I was so mad. That's why I woke up salty as fuck too. It's like how man, how do I not really hit him over the head yesterday? That Sixers game was, yeah, man. Shit was. What's crazy is that shit dropped to 4.5 for a minute too. And then it kind of went back. I was like, what the fuck? Because I had a 5 at minus 120. And I was like, how did this line just drop to 4.5? It did get back up, I believe, by tip. But, yeah, man, some crazy shit.
Shout out to the chat. Real Deal Prime says, Ian never misses, no days off. EJ says, Babano, a real one. And EJ also says, no more Laker love. I just want to let y'all know, I didn't bet the Lakers. I just watched them as a fan last night for the quarter that I watched. That was it. But, we got a good amount of games for Tuesday. I want to say it's about 8 games, something like that.
I think it's the final in-season tournament night as well. Final one before the elimination tournament in Vegas begins.
It is. Yeah. And I haven't been a fan of all of this in-season up to date, but once it gets to the single elimination and all that stuff, I'm sure I'll like it a lot more.
Yeah.
But, first game up, let's get to 541, 542. Charlotte and New York. This one opened up. Knicks, my bad, minus 11. They're now minus 11.5, and total open 223 down to 221. I'm gonna come to you with this one, Bobano, but for the injury report, I don't see anybody on there for the Knicks. Hornets Without LaMelo Ball, they do get Terry Rozier back in the lineup. Also without Cody Martin, Frank Ntilikina, and Nick Richards. Are you looking? Do you think the Hornets can keep it together without LaMelo, or are you changing directions on that?
Yeah, I'm probably looking at a combination of Knicks team total over and full game over in this game if I were to get involved with it. I know the totals dropped a little bit down to a 221, but I just don't know if this Charlotte team is going to be playing much defense. They didn't obviously on Sunday night against Orlando, and I laid the points with Orlando against Charlotte on Sunday, and Orlando rewarded me with a nice 130 to 117 victory. Charlotte's failed to cover in 3 of the last 5. I know they don't have LaMelo Ball, does hurt them offensively, but isn't that a good thing for them? Which gets to a prop that I really, really like. Might be my favorite prop tonight. Comes from this game. I do worry that they might get blown out. Obviously, it's a Knicks spot coming off a loss against Phoenix. You would expect the Knicks to want to bounce back from that. And they did destroy Charlotte already once earlier this year here at Madison Square Garden, 129-107. That game back on November the 12th. So I like the Knicks a little bit over the team total, the full game over. But I really, really like Scary Terry Rozier for the Charlotte Hornets tonight. The point prop is in a very good spot in terms of value because you look at the number here in this game. It's 19 and a half in some spots, and then pretty much 19 and a half everywhere. He's hit 20 points in every game this year that he's played. Now, he's missed a lot of time due to injuries, but in the games he's actually played for Charlotte, 20 points in every game. He's averaged 22 without LaMelo Ball. Volume of shots has to go up, obviously, without LaMelo Ball. And Terry Rozier, I think, is probably that guy, to really step up offensively for Charlotte without LaMelo. Plus, the numbers back it up. 20-plus in every game this season for the Charlotte Hornets. And I think he's definitely capable offensively here tonight. Without LaMelo Ball, he's averaged, like I said, 22 points per game the last couple of seasons without him. And last year against the Knicks with no Ball, he ended up getting well into the 20s without LaMelo Ball against this Knicks team. So it's a good prop, in my opinion. Rozier over points. And I also like the Knicks team total over and the full game over split.
Well, it makes me nervous that it's his first day back, but I definitely understand and remember him, showing up whenever LaMelo was missing. And Dutch, I think I would agree. I like the Knicks.
Second game back, played the last game.
Second game back.
Yep.
Yeah, second game back. My
And
bad.
he had 22 in his return.
So maybe no rest.
That's what I'm hoping. Yeah, he's ready to rock. Yeah,
I'm liking this Knicks side though. I think that we've already seen them play each other a couple times. Each times were double-digit wins. I don't see any reason why the Knicks can't get it done again here tonight. Dutch, can you get to the window with the Knicks?
Yeah, man. Shout out to our guy Nets Bets. He's right with you. He's laying the wood with Mr. Laterwood with the Knickerbockers tonight. I like that Rozier look by Bobano. I think Brunson definitely a liability on the offensive end, but obviously he'll bust some ass too on the other end. But yeah, I think Rozier green light against that boy. But yeah, I don't really like this basketball game. I'm not gonna lie, man. If we take in the end season tourney effect to it, you would expect the Hornets to show up for this basketball game. But I don't even know if they're out of this bitch or not, to be quite honest with you. So I didn't really look too much on this one. I'm not in the business of laying double digits with the Knicks, especially. But I know one thing, though. They got to be a little salty after Devin Booker busted their ass at the crib in the Garden. God damn. That was a beautiful thing. Devin Booker hit that 3 in the corner over the weekend. So yeah, I would expect the Knickerbockers to be ready to rock and roll. But yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna lay the big number here, but I'm not betting the Charlotte Hornets, that's for sure.
All right, a one-way ticket if you do get involved, and I'm in full agreement with that. Urbano with a few other looks in this game, a few different ways to approach it. Let's keep it going. Next game up, we have 543, 544. Atlanta Hawks heading into Cleveland to take on the Cavaliers. Opened up Cavs -5, down to -4. Total opened up 235, and we see it as high as 238. For the injury report here, for the Cavaliers, Ty Jerome, Rubio, and Dean Wade. Jalen Johnson is going to be out for a little while for the Hawks, along with Kobe and Muhammad over there. So, I like Garland in this one. Usually when Garland faces the Hawks, he just does he has a good game. With Trey Young on the other side, I can understand why. He averages 28.9 points per game, and he's been playing really good lately. I mean, he's had 20 plus 4 of his last 6, and one game that he didn't, he got hurt and left, I think at halftime or in the second quarter or something like that. And the other game, it was just after he played, it was on a back to back after he played 43 minutes. So I think, he's lining up to have another successful um, appearance versus these Hawks tonight. So Garland over 19.5 points for me. I'll come to you, Dutchy. And can you get involved against Trey?
Yeah, man. I was gonna say, damn near every motherfucker has a good offensive outing against Trey's ass, little motherfucker, man. He ain't guarding nobody. He ain't stopping nobody. Everybody gonna get at least 20, 25 against that motherfucker. But yeah, I like Garland. I like Mitchell. I like this Cavs team when they're healthy. Stroot the little shooter, and then of course you got the boys down low. The bench is nice. What they have LeVert, Niang on there. Getting back healthy is key for Cleveland, in my opinion. Nothing really looks to when you look to the trends. In my opinion, nothing really goes too much towards it. But I just think the Cavs are just leaps and bounds. Like I say, there's levels to this shit, and the Cavaliers are on another level than the Atlanta Hawks, in my opinion. They still don't really know who's the guy. I mean, is it Trey? Is it Murray? They don't fucking know. They don't know. In my opinion, Trey's got to go. I said it before. I think, Bogdanovich is nice, but they're still light down low, real light. So, I mean, Mobley and especially Allen should be able to just bully these boys. Capella does, the lobs and puts up some big numbers sometimes, but he's pretty light down low. And then obviously they're starting Bay, undersized, to say the least. So I like the Cavaliers here, man. I think the -4 is good money. The in-season tournament here could, be a factor some ways, which way, but I'm not going to look too much into it. I simply believe the Cavaliers, healthy, are a way better team than Atlanta at the crib. Off an L where LBJ went in there and, did his thing, and Mr. Akron. So, hopefully they're a little salty after LBJ went in there and beat their ass after dropping 71 on the Lakers in the first half, 70+ points in the first half, and you lose the basketball game. So come out here hungry, ready to go, and -4 is good money.
Something stood out to me about what you said there, along with the chat. For one, it's a lot of Atlanta Hawk love in the chat. I don't see really anybody liking the Cavaliers. But you said you think the Cavs healthy are a better team than the Hawks. But are they healthy? Mr. Dan Kelly says, said this earlier. I watch all the Cavs games closely. Mitchell is playing through an injury to his right leg, and he should have not played the past 2 games. Gotta figure he should be out tonight. Would that worry you if he was out?
Honestly, if Mitchell's out, nah, I think LeVert can come in and bust ass. So I think LeVert could really do some work against this backcourt. Honestly, Murray ain't no defense, really ain't that nice either. When he wants to play, he's a lot better than Trey on the defense end. But I think you could put LeVert in there on the 2, and he could drop 25 on these motherfuckers. So would I like Mitchell out there? Yeah, but if he's banged up, then go ahead and put LeVert in that 2 and let him get off.
Fair enough. Babano, are you feeling the same way? You like the Cavaliers here, or are you looking towards the Hawks?
I like over in this game rather than either side. It's tough from a side perspective in this one. I think when you look at it, Cleveland hasn't been great at home, ATS, like they were last year. I mean, they've failed to cover in 4 of their last 5. As favorites at home, they're 0-4 ATS. Their last 4 tries laying points at home. So I don't really trust Cleveland right now as a favorite at home. They just haven't gotten the job done. But at the same time, I run in the bet Atlanta on the road against a decent or good team. Not really. I mean, Atlanta's not really that team I trust away from home. Just way too much schizophrenia in their performance. One night they're going to make their shots, and one night they won't. One night they're going to play some defense for a change, and then the next night they won't. It's okay for them to stop Washington, but then when they play Brooklyn and Indiana, they can't be bothered to guard anybody. And you just see this too often from the Atlanta Hawks. So for me, I like the over a little bit here. But I like couple props I do like, and Saturated's on to one that I like, and that's Trey Young over points tonight because they are bad at the point guard spot, giving up points, Cleveland. They give up a lot of points to opposing point guards. It's not exactly what you want to see when you're going up against Trey Young. So I think Trey can get his tonight as far as over the point prop is concerned in this game. It's 26.5. I think there's definitely a good chance it can go over. I'm with you, Skee, on the Darius Garland over 19.5 points. I definitely think that's a good, and it's going to become an even better look if by chance Donovan Mitchell is a late scratch, and we're kind of thinking he's playing at less than 100%. Now, all indications are as of right now, he's going to play. But, never say never in this league. Would it shock you 20 minutes before the game up? Donovan Mitchell not in shoot around, ruled out for the game. It would not shock me. Anything's possible with late breaking injuries in this league. So, but either way, Garland prop makes sense. I think his offense is going to be needed here for the Cleveland Cavaliers in this game. I think there was one more that I was eyeing as well as far as the props go. Yes, it's Capella over rebounds. He's averaging almost 10. The rebound props over 8.5. He's gone over that. No, he's 10-6 to the over 8.5 rebounds this season. I think he's got a matchup where he can grab some of those balls off the rim. So Capella over rebounds for me as well.
All right, Capella over rebounds. And I'm thinking about this game. Is there anything else I would like to add? I don't think there is. I think I would prefer the over though, rather than an under. Don't really trust Atlanta to play any defense, and both teams playing fairly up tempo lately, at least. So those are the ways I think about the game. And let's keep it going. Next game up, we will go to 5:45, 5:46. Toronto Raptors heading into Brooklyn to take on the Nets. Opened up Nets -2. Haven't seen much movement there. It is down to 1.5 though. Total open 222.5, and it's up a point to 223.5. Injury report: Koloko out for the Raptors. For the Nets, looks like Cam Johnson is likely to play. Dennis Smith Jr. game time. They'll be without Ben Simmons, Noah Clowney, and Cam Thomas. This one, probably my least favorite game of the day. So I'm not even going to waste anybody's time. I'm going to pass it right back to you, Bobano. How you feeling about the boys from the North?
They've been playing a little bit better lately, but I think at this number, I did bet Brooklyn. At home, they've been very good. They're great numbers. Well, it's been a great ATS team all year, obviously, but 7-1-1 at the house this year, ATS. 7-1-1 against the spread at home for Brooklyn this year. So I think at this number, I like the Nets a little bit. Toronto on the road this season, kind of been up and down, but they've been up and down at home as well. They've just been, inconsistent all year, win 2, lose 2. They probably should have hung on and beat Cleveland the other night. Tough one to let that slip away, 105, 102. They have covered 3 straight going into this game, but I think here a matchup against Brooklyn may not be what the doctor ordered for them. Brooklyn's done a good job in this recent series here. 4-1 straight up, 5-0 against the spread the last 5 meetings head-to-head against the Toronto Raptors. So I think at around a pick 'em here, a Brooklyn money line here, you can get it at -120. On the money line. I like that here with Brooklyn in this game. And then on the as far as the props go for this one, there is a Toronto prop I really like. And to me, this has been one I've been riding with consistently. He just keeps going over this number, and that's Scotty Barnes over 7.5 rebounds. He's just been a rebounding machine. He's like the Energizer Bunny out there, whether it's defense, whether it's rebounding. He's got a motor that just doesn't fucking stop the whole entire game. I mean, it's fun to watch. And you look at the prop, there really hasn't been much of an adjustment on it. He just keeps going over these numbers with his rebounds, and really there's been very little adjustment. He's averaging over 9 rebounds per game. He's hit over 7.5 rebounds in 4 straight games for Toronto coming into this one. So clear choice for me for favorite player prop from this game. Scotty Barnes, Scotty B over 7.5 rebounds, -115.
And I've heard that prop quite a bit lately, so I could definitely see it cashing one of those, as they call it, wagon plays.
Yep.
Dutchy, you liking his net side as well? I don't think you're looking at any props. How you approaching this?
Yeah, man. Shout out to Star Child, our guy, Tom Miggs, or Tony Martin, like in Toronto money line silly. I kind of like Toronto here, bro. I kind of do. I'm not gonna lie. Like Brooklyn knows 5-0 as a straight up as a favorite this year. Bobano touched on a lot. They've had their way, but that was last year. They haven't seen them this year. Different Brooklyn team, a gritty team, but I don't know. Something tells me like Toronto they match up pretty well, in my opinion, with these boys. I think Claxton, I think, might be back, but they're pretty light down low. I like the Scotty look. I think if Siakam and OG do their thing, man, I think they're going to Brooklyn and handle business. But I can't make it official because the way Toronto plays on the road. I can't go to the window, but something tells me Toronto going to punk these boys.
So a little bit of differing opinions here. This is a game I'm gonna say it's far, far away. I will say the Nets are getting healthier though. I like that for them in the near future.
That's why it's a pick 'em. It should be a close game. Either one could come away with the win. Yep.
All right, let's keep it going. Next game up, we have 547, 548. That is the Milwaukee Bucks at the Miami Heat. Opened up Bucks -3. They're now a 4-point favorite. Total opened up 225.5. As high as 228.5. For the injury report here, Middleton is game time decision. Crowder is out for the Bucks. For Miami, they will be without Tyler Hero, RJ Hampton, Jimmy Butler. Highsmith is game time decision. Both Duncan Robinson and Bam are probable, so likely to play in that game. And if I'm not mistaken, Milwaukee needs to win this game to win their group. And it's also a chance for, a little bit of playoff revenge if you want to think like that too. And I just don't trust the Heat without Jimmy Butler. So only way I would look is Milwaukee. But we know how these games, been going nowadays lately. Star gets rolled out, other team doesn't care anymore. Does that money in the tournament make them care? Dutch, how you feel about Bucks versus Heat?
Yeah, man, I'm not going to overthink this. This one I wanted to talk out a little bit. I like the Bucks first half early when I thought Butler would be in, and I think I'm just going to double down on this full game and first half here with the Bucks, man. They lost 6 straight to Miami in Miami. So they're gonna, they get the bully a little bit while he's down. Dame time, obviously, you got that factor in. Was supposed to be in MIA. He's in Milwaukee. Don't look now, but they've won 7 out of the last 8 basketball games. The Bucks have covered in 5 out of the last 7. And Miami has been fade at the crib. They're 1-6 last 7 at the crib. So you got a Milwaukee team, obviously more healthy. You're gonna have the best 2 players on the court, and you got to factor that these boys got knocked out, as you said, Skee last year. They did play him in the first 3 games of the year. Milwaukee did beat him at the crib. I believe Miami came back, but it was led by Tyler Hero's 35 points, who already mentioned is not going to be in the lineup. And then obviously they're missing their horse, Jimmy Butler. So, unless fucking Duncan Robinson just lights the fuck out and Kyle Lowry just completely plunks Dame time. Come the fuck on here, man. Anything can happen after we seen what happened with the LA Clippers last night in the B squad of the Denver motherfucking Nuggets. But, I believe the Bucks are going to show up in Miami, man. They have all the reasons to. You mentioned the turning thing. You mentioned they've been getting smacked the fuck around every time they touch down in South Beach. 6 straight losses. It won't happen today. Bucks first half. Bucks full game. It's good money.
Hey, Dutchy says, don't overthink it. He's heading to the window with Milwaukee early and often. Obano, you in agreement? You think the Bucks are the right side in this game?
Yeah, I think I would lean that way. I don't know. Something about this group with what I've seen this year. Do I fully trust them? I'm not so sure. They are playing better. They are showing signs of getting this machine going with Dame and Giannis. They are 6-2 in their last 8. They played better basketball, no question. But am I ready to lay points with them on the road against a team that's really dominated them? Not quite. I don't want Miami without Jimmy Butler. I totally agree there. And to be honest with you, I don't want Miami's offense right now, quite honestly, either. Look what they've done the last 2 games. They only scored 98 against the Knicks, 97 against Brooklyn. So I've been hopping on these Milwaukee games really from day 1 of the season, betting a lot of Milwaukee overs. But their defense is improving. Miami's losing a lot offensively without Jimmy in the lineup. Not to mention Hero's still out. Are they going to get 20 points from Jaime Jaquez again? The UCLA the kid out of UCLA. He's been good for them, actually. And I actually hope there's some props for Jaime Jaquez posted, because if Haywood Highsmith doesn't play, Jaime Jaquez is really going to get a lot of look here in this game and a lot more court time. And he's been making the most of it. So I'm passing this game. If I see some Jaime Jaquez props over, and especially if Highsmith doesn't play, I'd be interested, but I haven't seen any yet.
All right, yeah, we'll wait on those props then. And I will just keep the Bucks as a lean as of right now. We'll keep moving. And this one, Wham Bam said he overslept too.
There he is.
Dan Kelly says Little Wham didn't wake up his dad when he was supposed to.
For real.
All right, let's keep going. We got
Blame the kid. Yep.
4 more games. Yeah, they can't
Blame Little
defend
Wham.
those, huh? Yeah, blame them. 549, 550. Chicago Bulls. And there he goes right there before we get into this game. What up, Wham Bam?
Goddamn shame. I'm a piece of shit, y'all. Sorry about that. What's going on?
That's all right.
I told my kids, I'm like, hey man, wake me up at 12. Don't worry about it. They woke me up at 12. I was like, I got enough time. Let me take another nap. Woke up. It's
So it wasn't the kids' fault. They did
Gosh
their
darn
job.
kids.
They did good. I woke up. I'm like, damn, y'all didn't wake me up. It was like, we did, bro. Like, damn, that was fast. That was a quick hour.
Good to have you in here, though, Wham Bam. You know,
we in
sleep
here,
is
bro.
important, my boy.
Listen, it definitely is. And then you know what? The craziest thing is that I wanted to come here and cat with you guys. So I'm going to have to go back and watch a lot of the stuff. Don't even worry about repeating anything you said. Only thing I locked in so far was Miles Bridges double-double. We know that the boy, the LaMelo's out. We know that he's out. We know that there's other guys out, like Richards is out. There's going to be some rebounds to give. I know you want to go Mark Williams, your first thing there, but the boy's been having a double-double the last 3 games. I'm going right there. Plus 220 is what we're getting there. Miles Bridges. Got to get him back underneath everything. So I like him to get rebounds today and obviously to score. So Miles Bridges double-double plus 220. That's the only thing I locked in so far. So we could keep going, bro. My fault.
All right, no worries. Good stuff. And nobody mentioned that prop, so nice addition to the card. Next game up is 549, 550. Chicago Bulls at Boston. Opened up Celtics minus 12.5. Now minus 13.5. Total opened up 217. We're looking at as high as 220. Injury report. I know the Celtics still will be without, let me hit refresher. They'll be without Kristaps Porzingis. But you have Derek White, who was game time decision, but likely to play. And then Drew Holiday, a true game time decision here. For Chicago, both Caruso and Zach LaVine are toss up to play tonight, both game time decision. So I'm going to come to you, Babano. And we know what our guy, Nasty Nate, likes in the chat. You know he's going to say Celtics trifecta. This is one of those games, from what I've read, Celtics have to win by a big margin for this NBA in-season tournament. Do you think they can do it tonight versus Chicago Bulls team?
Yes, they can. And I don't lay the double digits very often, but this has been my favorite fade in the NBA for the last, most of the season, but especially lately. This Chicago team is abysmal, absolutely awful. The clock is ticking on Billy Donovan right now. It's just an absolute, really, it's a disaster. And their offense has been lackluster lately as well. We know they're not a great defensive team, but this has been a brutal run. Other than one victory against the Miami Heat on November 18th, I mean, they are a brutal 1-7 straight up their last 8 games, 2-6 against the number during that time. You look at them during this current losing streak they're on, really non-competitive. 18-point loss to the Heat, 14-point loss to the Thunder, 13-point loss to the Raptors, a 9-point loss to Brooklyn. And I was on the other side of Chicago in all 4 of those games. So I've been fading Chicago every single game. The one concern, and I'm on Boston tonight again because I'm riding with it. They've been the wagon for me going against Chicago. The one concern is it is a big number. Drew Holiday may miss. And Chicago has, weirdly enough, been a problem for Boston in recent meetings. You go and look at the head-to-head. I mean, they've covered 4 straight, and it's a split 2-2 in the last 4 meetings, 4-0 against the spread for Chicago in the last 4 meetings, 8-1 against the spread the last 9. So they have really played Boston tough, and that is a concern of mine. But Chicago's in a world of hurt right now. They're not playing well, and really not cohesively on either side of the ball going into this game. Boston, it's a big number given the Bulls' difficulties they've had with the Bulls to beat them by margin. But you mentioned it, Skee, about the desire to get margin based on the rules of the in-season tournament tonight. You want to get margin of victory. Point differential matters for Boston here tonight. So if they can pile on and turn a 14-point lead into a 20-point lead, they might here in this game tonight. So I do have some reservations, but I'm still pushing forward with Boston here minus 13.
All right, not enough to hold you back on this play.
No.
The one thing I want to mention is I heard Tatum mention he's not a fan of how people are playing with the in-season tournament. He says he understands the margin and all that stuff, but it's about respecting the game and not just trying to run up the score. He said something along those lines with a sub quote in a post-game interview recently. So that would make me a little bit nervous if the Celtics really care to win by that margin. Dutch, do you think they do? And would you roll that way?
Yeah, yeah, man. Shout out to Tiffany. We've missed you as well, young lady. We've missed you as well. Don play in the building. I see you, my dude. Man, really, this game's a complete fucking backward to me. You said it at the beginning. You said, man, KP not playing, Drew Holiday questionable. I mean, that's a pretty. I mean, he's a pretty big piece.
If he doesn't play, I like the over. I'm adding the over in this game if Drew doesn't play.
That sounds about right.
Loss on defense.
No Zach LaVine, Alex Caruso, these two guys fucking questionable. I mean, goddamn. I'm not betting this fucking basketball game. And on the other hand, like Bobano touched on it. I mean, the Bulls, they play these boys well. So you're gonna lay double digits. I mean, I want my guys out there. They're already kind of light with now they're gonna rely an awful lot on Al Horford and without having KP. I mean, Boston's obviously a better team, but man, yeah, this just is complete backward for me. I'm not touching this basketball game.
Backwood for Dutch. He's passing it to you, Wham Bam. Can you get involved in the Celtics versus Bulls game?
So the way it looks like, I took the Celtics to win this group. They got smoked. Well, they ain't smoked, but they lost to the Magic. Now they're pretty much out of the group. The only way they have a chance, because they're 2-1 with 0 differential. Only way they have a chance is if the Knicks lose today, and they got to go crazy with the differential. So they have about 18 they're tied with the Knicks, and they're 18 points away from the damn Knicks. So not only do the Knicks got to lose, and I think they got to lose, and they got to catch up with the Heat, and they got to hope that the Heat lose as well, and they have to hope that the Nets lose, because all of them are ahead of them in differential, and then they got to go crazy. So they do got to win by 20 plus. They got to win by 20 plus, and all those other things got to happen. So these guys coming out and all that shit kind of give me well, since they lost that game with the group stage, they may be out of commission with this tournament here. So in my opinion, I think they already kind of called it quits. Already invested in this team with the minus 130, minus 140 with the group stage. They out of that shit. So if I'm taking anything here, I'm taking the team that I'm right here with Babano. I'm fading this damn weak ass Chicago team just as much as anybody else. But after explaining all that, kind of give you a little side here, well, maybe they don't care. And on top of that, man, you look at this historical trend. I know you guys mentioned this already, but golly, how many times have these guys covered in 10, 9 out of the 10 games or 9 out of 10 games straight meetings of shit? So I'm only thinking Chicago, and it's a hold your nose, definitely exotic backwood. I don't even want to bet this, and I'm just thinking that this is probably the way I'm gonna feel good about myself about taking this rather than obvious plays. The Celtics is better, but I don't know, man. I'm gonna stay away from this game at all the way, just because I already lost money with the Celtics in this in-season tournament shit, and I think this is the farewell song type thing today.
One thing I want to mention: Celtics been playing pretty slow. Bulls playing at the slowest pace in the league. I mean, Celtics offense has dropped down. They're 26 offensive rated team last 5 games. They're going to be winning games with their defense. Is this a situation where we can look at Chicago team total under? I think it was only 101.5, or do you guys think that's too low?
I like it. I like it.
Yeah, no
I like
Levine.
that too.
Anything anti-Chicago, I like. I've been fading this team every game. That's why I'm on them tonight. If I wasn't riding against Chicago every game, I don't know if I'd hop on tonight in this spot, but we're riding it out. They're that bad right now.
Fair enough.
I agree.
And
I agree.
Marlo, I could agree with that. Bulls second worst defensive rated team. I think the Celtics can score as much as they want. I think they can hold the Bulls down. So that means Celtics should probably cover this game. Let's keep it going. We have a very interesting game up next. 551, 552. OKC and Minnesota opened up. Wolves -4. Going the other way. Wolves -3 right now. Total opened up 225.5. As high as 229. When I look at the injury report for both of these teams, nobody for OKC. Clark, McDaniels, McLaughlin for Minnesota. Um, I feel like this is a game that Dutch is gonna get involved with. So I want to come to Dutch first. But my thought process for this game was, the way I think about OKC, the way I think about Minnesota, I've been playing their opponent's team total unders. Like I really trust both of those teams defensively. It's been their side of the offense that's pushing the games over. So now that they play each other, I'm a little bit nervous what to do. But one thing I do know, I'll pass it to you, is OKC is out of contention for this in-season tournament, and the Wolves, I'm pretty sure they can lock it up with the win here and a Sacramento loss. So they won't know if Sacramento's going to lose before them. They play before Sacramento, so I think they handle their business at home, same way they've done all season. Do you agree, Dutch?
Yeah, man. Raised by Wolves, good money, man. It's good money. I got it at the 3. I think we'll see what I got it at here in just a moment. And the line is moving though, but I like the Wolves a lot, man. I really do. I think bet on at the crib, man. Bet on at the crib. Now, obviously, Chet Holmgren might be a little bit of an issue here for Rudy. And even Towns, he's probably too quick. He's too quick for Towns. Obviously, way too. Going to bring Gobert out on the perimeter, and the dude real nice, man. He real nice. Obviously, what you're getting out of Shea, but I think Am might have a little something for Shea tonight. I really do. This shit with Giddey, I think it's affecting the locker room a little bit. It has to. I mean, obviously they're getting 20 questioned about this shit all motherfucking day long. Showed up against Philly, lost the game, only played one game since this happened. But I mean, I believe it. I mean, I don't think it's helping the team. I'll just say that. Cause I just don't think so. But I do think Minnesota at home, man. You just got to go to the window. Lost against Sacramento, but they're 8-1 against the spread the last 9. I think they have an advantage. I did say obviously on the other side with Chet bringing Gobert out, they have a big advantage down low. From a rebound perspective, and obviously if Cat's ass would get his ass down low a little bit, he could take advantage here, I believe, as well. Don't settle for the 3 or the 17, 18 footers. Man, get on that block, Cat. You could eat down there. Look for Conley to run the show. They played the 3 pretty well, as well from the Timberwolves do, and I do think Dort. He might go. He's been in and out. He's a little banged up. I believe the Williams boys back tonight, but I just think they're a little light down low for OKC or for the Wolves. And OKC's lost 2 straight, 8 out of last 9 to these boys. So I think it's just line them up, knock them the fuck down one more time. Minnesota Timberwolves at the crib. It's good money, man.
I think so. And I agree. I think that Josh Kiddey situation is definitely affecting the locker room. Wham Bam, would you agree with that? Do you think the Wolves are the right side in this matchup?
Yeah, man. I don't know. It's this Kitty situation, like Razor Sharp said, man. This is definitely tricky as it could get, and not in a good way, man. Like you're trying to play with your kids. You feel me? I love Chet Holmgren, though. I will say that he had 33 points last game. So if you wouldn't go anything with the props, I'm probably gonna go and isolate his points and rebounds. That's probably the way I'll go in this game, and just keep it as simple as that. But I'm with you guys here. It gotta be the Timberwolves, and honestly, they have an opportunity to get into this in-season tournament. The only thing is that the group is owned by the matchup of this later on game. So the late game and Golden State and the Kings, they pretty much in the lead here. Whoever wins that game is going to own the matchup. because both of them. I think the only team that lost was Golden State lost to the Timberwolves, but I don't think the Timberwolves could jump start the Kings because they lost to the Kings. So it's weird how the way they break it down is like tiebreaker, then differential. It is, and then it's something else. I think even after that, oh no, it's the tiebreaker, record tiebreaker, then differential. Yeah. So right now they have the obviously have the behind the tiebreaker with the Kings. They lost to the Kings, so they can't beat the Kings, but they can beat the Warriors. The only thing is that they have to catch the fucking points differential, which is like amazing, a big point. So that's the only reason why they even eliminated, because the point differential here. And it might be out of the way, but I think this game means more outside of this tournament shit. You know what I mean? Like, this is still a regular season game, and that's one thing that's the trickiest part about adding all this into it, because which game means anything at all? If you already think you're going to be out, these guys are still in your division. You still want to hold these boys down. So I think that this is a Timberwolves spot here, just because we know they're good at the house. They're not having the issue with that at road. And we got to see at some sort, as much as they did play all right with that first game back, but at some point, the 15-year-old sniper and Giddy's going to have to come pay his dues, bro. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, it's going to come pay. It's going to come back to Harlem, and I'm not trying to bet them until it happens. When we see that happens, then we can start going back to the well with the Thunder. But I'm with you guys. It's got to be the Timberwolves. And this is a game I wanted to talk to y'all about. So I'm pretty sure I'm going to be on the Timberwolves with y'all for sure.
It's definitely the only way I can look in this game. And pretty close to getting to that window, I must say. Cabano, can you talk any of us off taking the Wolves tonight?
So you're all on Minnesota, huh? Oklahoma City plus 3.5 for me. 4-0 against the number off a loss for this team this year. They're off. Look, the Giddey situation is definitely concerning. It's a Giddey situation and it's a Kitty situation. I guess you could say a little of both right now for him with what he's dealing with right now. Obviously, no one's going to like it. No one's going to want to be dealing with that right now. And it's probably a disruption and a little conflict in the locker room. I don't doubt that for a second. But let's not act like all of a sudden they're playing like a piece of shit basketball team because of this. I mean, they only lost by 4 to the Sixers in their last game. I mean, my goodness, it's one of the best teams in the Eastern Conference right there. And they took them right down to the wire. So to me, I think we can't overreact just yet that the Giddey situation has sent this team into a tailspin. You know, that when they lost by 4 to Philadelphia, which was, right there against a very good team. So from that standpoint, I think when you look at this game, and I like the way Minnesota's played at home. I bet on Minnesota a bunch at home. It's not easy to want to go against them at home, but I just saw this team look pretty bad at home against Sacramento the last time they played at home, losing to the Kings in their last game. Bottom line is Oklahoma City, I still think it's the better of these two teams. You're getting 3.5. You're getting them off a loss. They're 4-0 ATS off a loss, the Thunder this year. And I think this is one of those spots where everything that's going on off the floor, watch SGA rise up. I like over points, 30.5 with him, over assists, which I believe is 5.5 for SGA as well. I think he'll not only dish the ball out, but he'll definitely score his tonight. And keep in mind, too, one of the better defenders for Minnesota not playing tonight in Jaden McDaniels. So that's significant when you got to deal with SGA. So SGA over points and assists. And I like the Thunder here. I'm against you guys on this one.
Hey, we can't always agree. Dan Kelly says, Justin says, Oklahoma Kitty.
Oklahoma Kitty and City and Giddy. Yep.
And Dan Kelly says, Hamilton can't bet against Hamilton.
No, I can't. No, SGA is my boy from right here. And the hammer. How can I? No, it's not just that, too. OKC plus points, especially on the road over the years, has been a gold mine against the number. Last year in the road underdog role, they were hitting damn near 65% ATS as road underdogs. Look at what they've done this year. Who have they beaten as road underdogs? Not just covered. Who has Oklahoma City actually beaten straight up outright as road dogs this year? Only Phoenix, only Golden State. Yeah, pretty good.
Hey, the chat, I'm loving the chat today. Even Nicole getting in on the action with she said she'll take Giddey for under 15.
Under 15 is crazy.
I like to have a good time, man. I like it trying to make money too, but we gotta
Hey,
have
I
some
like my
fun when we
T-Wolves
do.
at home, just not tonight, not against this team.
Let's get it, man. Let's get it.
Yeah, he's taking out the stamp tonight.
Thunder Buddy stamp, not
The
the other one.
everybody
Yeah, Thunder
Kitty,
Buddy
All
tonight.
Oklahoma Kitty is funny, dog.
Oklahoma Kitty, yeah.
As soon as I read that, I read it in Bebero's voice. That shit is funny.
All right. Next game up, we got 553, 554. Houston Rockets versus the Dallas Mavericks. Opened up Dallas -5. We're looking at -4s right now. Total opened up 232.5. We're looking at 228.5 as a consensus. Injury report: Oladipo out, Thompson out for Houston. Lively is a game time decision. Theba is out. So for this game, you have two teams that are pretty well rested. Houston with 3 days, Dallas with 2 days, and you do have Houston on the front end of a back-to-back versus Denver tomorrow. I'm pretty sure Houston has to win this game to win their group. Wham Bam, talk to me. I feel like you might be tapped in today. Is that the case? And do you think they can give Dallas a run for their money today?
Yeah, so they're the closest to the to the Suns in the differential. And if they win here and obviously win by, I think they could win by the Houston Rockets, they can win by just about almost 20, less than 20, and they'll leapfrog for the wild card. Not only do they have a chance to I think the group is already over with for them because they lost to let me see here. Because so they played the Pelicans. Pelicans right now have their group. They own it with the Pelicans. So that's it. That's it right there. So they own it with the Pelicans. You're right, bro. So if they win, they're gonna be locked in solid with that. And the Pelicans are bounced out. The Pelicans are only 1 point under, 1 point under the Suns. So they're gonna be bounced out just by 1 point if they lose it, if the Rockets lose this game. So if they win this game. So the Rockets definitely are winning right now. This is the situation where I want to bet the Rockets though. Because like we all saying, like this season tournament shit is like for teams that not only like are new trying to learn, but they're just young teams. I mean, they all making money over there in the Rockets. That's a lot of those guys got paid. Even Jayshawn Tate got a 6-figure deal, like a 9-figure deal. So they all got paid over there. But for the most part, this is just an added bonus, just for camaraderie. We know the coach is really good over there, Houston. And then I just think that Dallas just been winning lately. You know what I'm saying? And if I was to think about anything like we always say the do word. Sometimes I like to look for teams that's not do. And this team, man, they kind of been doing it up lately. I think the Dallas on that LA road trip, obviously they beat the Lakers. They got smoked about the Clippers, but we already know what happened there. In this game, I think that they can find themselves susceptible to this Houston team. I love that they're getting a lot of their guys back, like Dylan Brooks, Tari Eason, Jayshawn Tate, Fred VanVleet coming back is going to be playing in this game. I just think that this is a good opportunity for me to take this Houston team money line, bro. And I think it's just they're gonna make it. They're gonna make it shake here. It's just another one of those. I think maybe because my mind is all wrapped into the NFL, all those favorites winning, and the Bucks kind of coming back and cleaning us clock yesterday. So now I'm thinking that maybe everything is crazy and still chaotic. And the chaotic craziness in this game is that Fred VanVleet drops 35 here. And Luka and them boys pretty mediocre. Their bench is outscored by 20 points by this Rockets bench. That's how I'm seeing this game playing out, bro. And that's the only thing I can think of. So it's got to be Houston, and I'm not taking the points. I'm going to take money line if I'm taking them.
Fair enough. And I think the Rockets are the right side. They're definitely the side that I prefer. And they've been playing some damn good defense lately. So maybe even can hold this Dallas team under their team total in this matchup. I probably look towards the under as well with the pace that both these teams have been playing at lately. So, Dutchie, can you get involved here on the Rockets, or is Luka the Don going to come in and put him away?
Yeah, man. Come on now, man. Too much Rocket love. Too much
It's
motherfucking
levels.
Rocket love, bro. Hey, I don't know. The boy texted me this morning, Rockets. I said, what the fuck? Why? And then he gave me this whole fucking spiel. And I said, Luka the motherfucking Don. That's it. Luka the motherfucking Don. Off a 19-point L? Off a 19-point L to the clip show? Come on, man. This is where you want to get him right now. He got a little thumb issue, whatever. He'll be fine. You got Kyrie out there. Tim Hardaway Jr. will be back. Like to see Lively out there for some boards because goddamn, Raekwon Holmes had a game. He did play, but if you look at the stat sheet, you won't even see the motherfucker. He played 20 minutes. Motherfucker didn't even hit anything but a foul on the whole goddamn stat sheet. So I would like to see his ass on the bench. Like to see more Powell coming off the bench. And obviously, I'd like to see Lively the fuck out there. But you know what it is, man. It's Luka the Don. These boys is big brother, little brother type shit. Beat them 7 out of the last 8 motherfucking games. And Houston, say what you will about them. Oh, they're so fucking good this shit. Man, they lost fucking 5 straight on the road. And I mentioned that they have had some good wins against Denver. I believe they smacked around the Kings back to back at the crib without, De'Aaron Fox. So, but I mean, there's levels to this shit. And Luka the Don and Kyrie Irving are on another motherfucking level than the Houston Rockets. Yeah, man. The -4, 3.5. Mavericks handle business at the crib. They gonna continue. This is an in-state rivalry. Don't get it twisted. The bullshit in-season tournament, whatever the fuck that is. These boys don't like each other. Dallas runs Texas right now, and Luka will be the motherfucking Don. He'll show them tonight. Houston is not coming into Dallas and beating them on this court. They are 9-3 the last 12, straight up as a favorite. And this line is damn near disrespectful. We're talking about the fucking Houston Rockets here, goddammit.
They say Scott Foster in this game too.
Oh, hopefully he's on the side. Yeah,
I don't know. I see an identical number of losses for both of these teams right now. So right now they're not that big of a gap.
Everybody likes Houston, man. Everybody likes Houston. Go ahead, Bobano. Give me the Rockets. Go ahead.
I do like Houston. I've been riding Houston every game. I stood in the face of Clipper Nation telling me what a joke it was that I was taking Houston against them last couple of weeks ago, and the Rockets should have won that game, and they lost by 6. The whole world said, no, you got to take the Clippers. So I've been on this Houston team every single night, and what can I say? That they've been a point spread machine, covering against good teams, bad teams, you name it. 2 wins against Denver, hung tough with the Clippers, lost by 1 to the Lakers, lost by 5 to Golden State. They've been good, and they've been the better defensive team right now too lately. And Ime Udoka's got them playing good. And I don't trust Dallas defensively still. That's where they have their issues. They're good offensively. They should be with Luka and Kyrie, but they still struggle a little bit at the defensive end. Not to mention, if you're the Dallas Mavericks here, you're coming off court change in their last 8 straight games. They've had to travel. Clipper home game, then at New Orleans, Washington, Milwaukee on the road, back home for 1 game against Sacramento, back on the road to LA, and now back home again. It's a lot of travel for this Dallas team. So a little bit of a tricky situational spot, in my opinion, for them. Houston rested. Dallas rested too, but Houston's actually got a 1-day extra advantage. They haven't played since last Friday, this Rockets team. So they are very well rested for this game. I liked it initially. I bet it initially when it was 5 because I'm like, wait a minute, that's got to move down. It did. I still like it at +4. I think this is a 1-possession game, worst case scenario. Houston plus the points.
Does Houston win in a high-scoring game, or does Houston win with their defense in a lower-scoring game, if you like the Houston side?
Yeah, it's Houston to under, Dallas to over for me, personally.
I would think Houston under for sure.
All right, fair enough. And I'm seeing it in the chat. The guys who like the Mavs, like the real DJ, saying over 228. KC, maybe lean a little bit more towards the Rockets, says low scoring there. So it can go either way, depending on who you like there as far as the total is concerned. Last game up on the slate for today, we have 555, 556, Golden State and Sacramento. This game opened -2 for the Kings. Now 1.5 pretty much everywhere. Total open 238.5 and down to 236.5. Golden State. Looks like everybody's pretty much available. Uzman, he's out for Sacramento. Keon Ellis, game time decision. They'll be without Alex Lynn and Keegan Murray. So if Golden State wins and Minnesota loses, I think Golden State takes the group. And the winner of this game, if Minnesota loses, I believe, takes the group.
Pretty much.
Yeah, they won't know. I mean, they will know the outcome of Minnesota's game before their game starts, I think, or at least they'll know after the first quarter or something like that. So keep that in mind when you're betting this game. Kings are also on the front end of a back to back. Both of these teams are well rested, 3 days rest, 3 days rest. I'm going to come back to you, Babano, on this one. And I think if I want to play this one, I'll lean a little bit more towards the Warrior side. I just don't really love the spot for Sacramento. And I just feel like the Warriors are starting to play a little bit better lately. Specifically, I like that the way Clay's been playing lately. He was kind of forcing it when Curry was out for a little bit. Now he's starting to play a little bit better with CP3. Draymond's coming back in. He helps play make and get some easy shots for Clay. So if he's taking those easy, good shots, I think he continues what he's been doing his last 4 games. I think 3 of them, he's went over his 15.5 point prop that we're looking at for tonight. So I know versus Sacramento in the playoffs, he averaged like 20 plus, and past 2 years in Sacramento or at Sacramento, however you want to say it, he's averaged around 21. So give me Clay over 15.5. But can the Warriors take this game? I know Razors gamblers first glances. Warriors, what do you think, Obano?
Yeah, I don't do many of these. I know Skee does, and a few other people do quarter bets. I'll do first half bets. I don't do first quarter very often. But when I see a team like Sacramento that at home this year is 5-0 in the first quarter, I've got to look in that direction. I like Sacramento first quarter in this game. I think it's a good look. I think because of the fact they've got that history with Golden State, a little onus to come on strong, get out of the gate fast, and clearly based on their results on their home floor there at the house, they have gotten off to these strong starts. So I like Sacramento in the first quarter. That's it for me. I didn't bet them full game or anything like that. And Golden State at times has had some sloppy and poor starts to basketball games as well. So I like Sacramento first quarter and just straightforward props. I think Sabonis actually over assists and or rebounds is worth a look here. But I'm going to go with the 2 stars to score a lot tonight. I think it's one of those spotlight games. Close game, back and forth it goes. I remember the last time they played, both of these guys lit it up. De'Aaron Fox over points for Sacramento and Steph Curry for Golden State. I think Steph Curry, the last time they played Sacramento, he had 40 points or something like that. He just absolutely went berserk against the Sacramento Kings as far as scoring the basketball. So those are the looks there for me. Sacramento first quarter to get the job done against Golden State early in the first 12 minutes. And then for props, we like Sabonis over assists, Sabonis over rebounds, and Steph Curry over 29.5 points, minus 115. And then of De'Aaron Fox for Sacramento over 28.5 points, minus 115.
A lot of good props there. I can agree with Fox and Steph both having good nights. And Marlo's with you. He says he took the Kings first quarter, double revenge game for Sacramento. I got to come to Dutch here on this one. Your favorite team, Dutch. You gonna roll with them tonight?
Man, De'Aaron Fox will bust that ass. Believe that. That backcourt is a complete liability for sure with Steph and Clay, and then you bring in CP3, and somehow you get worse at the defensive end. Somehow it gets worse than Steph. But yeah, man, this game, I'm not mad at the De'Aaron Fox prop. He just busted ass and big win in Minnesota. I believe he had like 36 and 12. Now back at the crib, but the Warriors team that's kind of just had their way with this team, man. Draymond coming back, they're gonna have the juice from that. Yeah, man. I want to go to the window with the Kings, but I had to hesitate. So I'm gonna just stay off this game. It'll be a good game to watch. I wouldn't be surprised if the Warriors get it done though. They seem to just have the Kings number. I think close basketball game. Curry, De'Aaron Fox, obviously both will get off, but yeah, lean to the Kings, man. But something tells me the Warriors will handle business, and the line is kind of moving, obviously, in that way. Our boy Razor with the gambler's first glance. I do think Draymond coming back though gives the Warriors some juice. It wasn't like an injury; we know the situation. I think it's kind of like, okay, the big guy's back. Let's rally around our guy and start winning some basketball games, because we know they are fucking ultra talented. They got a deep bench if these young guys will start showing up like Moody and Kuminga on a regular basis. So, and obviously Clay's got to get back to somewhat of the old Clay. So I believe our boy Webban will touch on that a little bit more. But yeah, man, tough game for me. Lean Kings like De'Aaron Fox an awful lot. I don't know if he'll get it done though.
I can hear my guy Razor in my head right now. It looks so easy to take the Kings, right? Wrong. And he goes to Gambler's first glance with the Warriors plus 1.5. So maybe I'll get there too. That's the side that I'm liking. Wham Bam. Look like you're not calling them clank tonight. Looks like you rolling with the train tonight. What you liking in Warriors
Hey,
versus
when you said
Sacramento?
that, yeah, when you said that, I was like, yeah, man, he ain't gonna be clanked today, bro. It's something about this matchup just got me really excited. I think just because we know that this Curry brand is gonna be represented in the in-season tournament, like you mentioned, whoever wins is in, and we know De'Aaron Fox only likes to show up against his OG Steph, and Steph gonna try to hold it down tonight, and I think Steph gets help today. That's really the whole theme of this year. This team needs help. KC said it's happy that Draymond's in and CP can return back to the bench. Yeah, get your old ass back to the bench. You ain't really cooking at all. Get your ass out of here. Draymond comes back. That's going to be perfect timing for Clay, I think. Just enough time where he's finally getting his legs. He's only averaging 15.8 over the last 5 games. But we know we called a few of these Clays, not Clanks. We called a few of these Clays. He will return to Clank after the day. I'm not asking y'all to ride this motherfucker after this. I'm not saying that. But today is the day. We're going to go over 15 all the way up to a dub. He averaged a dub against these guys, 19 over the last 5 meetings. He hasn't did this over the last 2 meetings. I know y'all want to hit that beam. Don't do it, bro. Don't hit the beam. Put the pipe down. It's the Warriors tonight, and it's especially Klay Thompson tonight. They get inside this in-season tournament. LeBron, Clay, you got all these big guys that you want to talk about in this tournament and shit. They got to be out there in Vegas, so it's only right, though. So get Clay and them boys to Vegas. It's going to happen. And then I think Clay shows up today. So go over 15.5, ladder that bad boy up all the way to a dub, man. So that's how I'm rocking with today. Those are my 3 plays for today, man.
Good stuff. And Tiffany trying to bully us, man. Stop trying to bully us, Tiffany. We've seen the Lakers last night.
They only care about the tournament. There ain't no tournament game yesterday.
But good stuff. We got the entire card. Took us an hour and 3 minutes to do it, but we got through it. And now it's that time where we go around the horn, see what everybody's liking a little bit more than the rest. So first off, I'm coming to you, Bobano. Tell the people how they can get paid tonight.
All right. Best bet. I'm going to go to that Terry Rozier prop. I really, really like it. I think it stands out to me more than any. I don't do player props very often, but I think when you look at the matchup, no LaMelo Ball, he's going to have to score more. He's consistently averaged into the 20s without LaMelo on the floor. He scored 24 and 25 last year against the New York Knicks. He has scored at least 20 points in every game that he has played this season. He's either been injured or he's played and he's scored at least 20. And I can get his player prop at 19.5 for over points tonight. So Terry Rozier over 19.5 points, minus 120 for best bet.
I like it. Definitely remember without LaMelo, Rozier putting in work. So that's how Bobano says the best way to get paid tonight. Come to you next, Wham Bam. I feel like it's a player prop. But let the people know what's the best bet for tonight.
It ain't Clank. It's working today, y'all. It's working. Klay Thompson over 15.5 points. Don't even think too hard about it, man. They're gonna be out there representing in the West in Vegas, man, and they're gonna win the game. But Clay gets it done over 15.5 points, minus 114, minus 110 is where you got to go shopping around, man.
And I'm with Wham Bam 100%. My best bet, and we just gonna make it a double best bet. I don't like to give y'all stuff I haven't played. I got a whole short list, made a couple plays, and I love that Klay Thompson over 15.5 points right there with Wham Bam. So that'll be the best bet for me. And saved our guy Dutch for last. Let the people know what you like best in this one. I have a feeling you might be howling, but let the people know and take us home, Dutch.
Yeah, man. Hey, I like the Wolves an awful lot. I do like the Wolves an awful lot. -3, it is good money. But we're going to South Beach, man. We're going to South Beach, man. And them Heat, they MIA, bro. They're going to be MIA without their two guys, especially Jimmy, man. No motherfucking bueno for the Heat tonight. We're going Milwaukee Bucks -3.5, -115. It's good money, man. Fear the motherfucking deer. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share the motherfucking video. Y'all stay fresh, stay blessed, and let's stay putting these motherfucking bookies to rest. Yeah, bitch.